Do you find that so this is the thing with the show, right? I mean, she represents the traditional take, a lot of the advice that she gives to particularly women, because with respect to the, to the trans community and the, it's mostly focused on cisgendered heterosexual relationships.
Yeah.
Now, with respect to the gender spectrum, just with women, she does tend to give a lot more kind of advice or direction, or I feel criticism to women than she does to men, which is more traditionally representative of India. Are things in India still done like this through matchmakers or arranged? Like, do you know what the pie chart is, or like, what is it, cities or?
It's, you can't make any blanket statement about India, and I think that's like one lesson that I hope people take away from the show. You can't, like everything you say about India, the opposite is also true. So you definitely have communities and places where there's like, things are a lot more traditional. You have, places and communities and families where it's totally the opposite, and it's even more progressive than maybe we would find here in America or in other Western countries. And sometimes those things exist in the same family, as in my family. I have like an end of my family that's very traditional, like Rajasthani, and then there's my dad who like gave up engineering, after getting a PhD and became a filmmaker. And my mom, has a master's degree and was the breadwinner for our family. And like,
that's very different.
Very different, so. You can't really make blanket statements.
Well, I don't know if that's true though, because I think there's still a majority, right? So if we're looking at like, because obviously with respect to Muslim communities and Christian communities, and if we're looking at the Hindus in India, I'd still say probably 70 to 80% of them believe a lot of the traditional stuff. That is like the culture. Whether every single person in that culture subscribes to it, there's still like this veil or this like blanket that hangs over us, that everything that Seemanti is saying, we're all either going like this or we're going like this, but it does resonate.
It does resonate, yeah. I mean, and that's why I think like for all of the critique of the show, and a lot of it I think is, like great and very valid and important to understand like the full context. But the one thing that nobody has ever said to me is that it doesn't feel authentic.
Well, that's exactly right. I think you're totally right about that.